Hello and welcome to Word on the Street podcast. And today we are going to be diving deep into matters that shapes our everyday lives, but we probably don't talk about, which are taxes, public services, and government services. Today I have with me Mr.
Kevin Chooks.
Okay, we have Mr. Kevin Chooks in the building today, and we are going to be giving you breakdowns from our schools, our hospitals, our roads, and even that favorite app you love using a lot. So let's dive right in. First of all, taxes. What is the first thing that comes into mind when you hear the word tax?
All right. Good morning once again.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Kevin Chooks. I'm a business consultant. Okay. Taxes. Taxes ordinarily in itself, it's a good thing. It's something. It's an obligation for which you owe to the government of whatever country or where you are in. You know, it's something that the government is supposed to work with in order to achieve the social amenities and the other related government activities that they need to do again. So taxes, it's ideal in every civilized organization, a civilized country. Again, companies pay taxes, individuals pay taxes, which is private individuals and the companies as well. They all pay taxes so that the government can have these funds in order to use for the well-being of the general populace of the country.
Okay, what happens if a citizen doesn't pay tax?
It's a crime.
How is it a
It's a
crime?
crime. Now, um, given the fact that for taxes, ordinarily,
Yeah.
we don't want to take the case of this country because if we try to take the case of this country, it seems contradictory in so many aspects. But we're going to try to do the ideal situation.
Okay.
Okay, the ideal situation is that when you pay your taxes,
Okay.
the government are supposed to utilize the funds from those taxes in getting schools in the building schools,
Yeah.
catering for hospitals,
Yeah.
doing our roads, and other social amenities, which everybody is supposed to benefit from.
That's
So
true.
now, if you say you don't pay taxes, because now you can't say you don't work on the road
Mm,
again. So it's disservice to humanity
that's
in
true.
itself from the moral standpoint.
Mm,
What you are using, you ought to at least have some minimal contribution towards it. Again. Now, from the legal standpoint, it's a crime that is an offense that can send you to prison.
mm,
Again. Because by more as in so long as you earn a living,
yeah.
you're a full grown adult, 18 years and above, and you have a source of income,
Yes.
you're supposed to pay tax. You're supposed to contribute to the government of the day so that they'll be able to use the money judiciously and effectively in running the affairs of the government and the environment and the social amenities
Okay.
that the government ordinarily should provide for its citizens.
Okay. Let's go down to the second question of the day. How will our communities and our societies look like if taxes didn't fund infrastructure?
To be chaotic.
How chaotic?
To be chaotic in the sense that, if for instance now, let's take a school,
Yeah.
for instance now.
Yes.
You see, you can see the pattern of a private education now.
Yes.
School is being run by individuals who can afford to build school and set up school.
Mm,
It will not be affordable to everybody. There will be public school. Take away public school. Do
mm,
you know how many people that will be able to make it to to form at least the formal level of education?
that is true.
Again. So these are some of the effects. Somebody now constructs a road because this road, let's say this road to your street now is bad,
Mm,
and there's a rich man there. He constructs the road, and he says, "Since I constructed this road, nobody should pass here again." He has a right to. He did it.
mm,
So you see how it works. So that is why government takes out these rights from individuals
okay.
and took it upon themselves to be the one to be able to give it to the society so that the society can have benefits of this without restrictions.
Mm, okay.
Because that is why government will not allow individual to make roads except with permission from the government.
Yeah.
And you give the permission, part of it would be that you're not going to take that road as your personal property. It will
Okay.
be still accessible to everybody.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So these are how it affects generally.
Ah, okay. That's a point taken. Um, the third question: what is the impact that taxes is making in our modern day school system of today?
Okay, that is what I said. Now, sometimes it's difficult explaining because we try to not use the case of Nigeria
Yeah.
as a case study because a lot has failed in it. But let's take the ideal setup now. With taxes, most developed countries, their public schools, they are free, tuition free, your books are taken care of, the amenities are there, you have good environment for kids to thrive in,
Yeah.
the bills are being paid or the teacher salary are paid on taxes
Yeah.
of the people. So the parents in turn have this at least free a bit of freedom, financial freedom from
Mm,
the expense to which they would have incurred in training their children to school.
mm,
Some civilized society even do it up to the tertiary institution level. You get free
yeah.
education, free books, free everything, even uniforms,
Free.
free. The government is able to get this money, their tax is paid generally, not from a single person, but from different individuals and corporate bodies.
Okay.
So that is why in every budget there is a budget allocated to education, there's a budget allocated to roads, there's a budget allocated to everything. And all this money come together through taxes and in some countries through different forms of funding.
Yeah.
You get? But
Yeah.
since we're focusing on taxes, taxes is part of the revenue for which the government uses to take care of the society.
Okay. But let's come down to our health sector, like the ambulances and those things that are needed in the hospital. How sure are we that these taxes make impact for us to be able to use these things when we need them the most?
Ordinarily, it should, but another part of we need to consider taxes and government is not actually enough for every society based on the population of every
Ah,
society. And the money you raise won't be enough because there are diverse setups and things that needs to be taken care of.
mm,
That is why in most cases you have private parastatals
mm,
getting involved.
true.
Why they are getting involved now is to make cushion the effects of the government so that now if for instance now your child, let's say for instance now let's take the school setup now,
Okay.
your child, you can afford to take your child to a different school
Okay.
where you can pay for the tuition fee.
Yeah.
You get? It reduces the population for which government is supposed to cater for.
Okay.
You get the point? So that is why they empower, that is why they allow private. See, there are things they allow, there are things they don't allow. Like they can't allow you to make a road because there is no way you can separate it.
Yeah.
But they can allow you to set up a school so that you can take out part of the responsibility of the government. Those that
Yeah.
can afford to personally take care of themselves will be able to sort those out. Okay?
Ah,
Likewise, the health sector. That is why you have private hospitals.
yeah.
Because just assume now we have only public hospitals,
Mm,
there will be problem because government won't be able to cater for many of
that
them
is true.
because some of the drugs in the public hospitals are subsidized, most of the rates are subsidized
Yeah.
while some are free.
Mm,
You get? And in some civilized society, public hospitals are totally free, whatever you go there to do is free. You get? But now in our case it's not that way,
it's not
but in
that
our
way.
case some aspects are subsidized.
Okay.
You get? At least I've seen such and I've had first-hand experience with that. But when you talk about ambulance as well, that is why if government provides like four ambulance for a particular hospital, again, there might
Yeah.
be multiple accidents. That is why they encourage individuals to have theirs as well, so they can actually contract private individuals, or they can take care of themselves if they are involved in such this thing,
Makes
so that they will
sense.
cushion the effects, the funds now, because the funds can never be available to take care of everybody.
Everybody. That's
Again,
true.
so
That's
that
true.
is why there is a bit of diversity in it.
Okay. Okay. Let me ask you this question now. If government were to be more transparent on how funds or how taxes were being spent,
Mm.
do you think this is going to change the mindset of the people on how they spend the taxes.
Totally, it does.
Hmm.
In fact, it's the major thing. That is why we are still not different. That is why if you talk about the tax in Nigeria now, everybody is angry.
Yeah.
Tax is a civil obligation. You're supposed to pay tax. But now, when you look at it, people are not angry from the angle that they are going to pay tax. They
Okay.
are angry from the angle that the tax they are going to pay are not going to be utilized because now we lack accountability from our government.
True.
We lack proper management from our government.
True.
So now, if we're already getting oil money that nobody's accounting for, and they tell you snake swallow money, and this happens to this and all that, then what is not going to be happening to my money, my hard-earned money that I'm giving for government to
That is
use?
true.
It then means somebody is going to be siphoning the money and using it for their personal gains.
Yeah.
That is the anger with the taxes. If, for instance, now everybody pays taxes, for instance, now you pay tax and you have the basic social amenities, light is steady,
Yeah.
road is clean,
Yes.
and motorable,
Yeah.
every economy is good, you won't have issue paying your share.
That is true.
You'll be, in fact, you'll be proud that you are contributing to the society.
That is true.
It's the only thing you benefit is like, yes, this, even if it's just a token, at least that my fraction of money is part of what is developing. So it gives you that sense of pride. But then it's because of the poor accountability and the lack of management, and that is why people are angry that the one who did not pay you are stealing it. Then now I want to give you the one that you not account for. That is the whole issue. Government come in to create like a bridge between the poor and the rich in terms of the amenities. That is why government will not allow somebody to build a road single-handedly so that you don't make claim or ownership of it.
That road.
Because if you build a road, it means you have ownership. You can decide who passes that road or not. Okay? So government bridges these gaps. They build the road for everybody, both the rich, the poor, or everybody should be able to have access to it. Okay.
Yes.
So these are ways government come in between the government mediate as well between the citizens for those having conflicts. Maybe they are having issues over something through the laws, through the police, the judicial systems.
Yes.
Again.
Yes.
So they set up all these arms to manage conflicts between. So if you go to court now, you don't have lawyer, government will provide for you. Ordinarily, in a civilized society,
Okay.
they still do it in Nigeria. Yes, sometimes. Again, you go to place, you go to police station, you have a case, bail is supposed to be free. So these are ways they try to help though the citizens, but though we tend to mismanage the process and all. But so these are ways of carry part.
Okay. To you personally, what makes of a good public servant of today?
What makes of a good public servant? It's the person being diligent in his job. Public servant. By public servants in this context, we're talking about the individuals working in government parastatals.
That is true.
Okay. Let me give you a clear case now. There was a fire incident I just watched in a school,
Okay.
and the fire service came, and the man that was supposed to be doing the fire service was very native. To shock you, but then this is reality. So how can you? What can you really say about such? Because they are never prepared.
Yeah, that's true.
There will be fire outbreak in Benin here. It's there they want to go and fetch water, as in to put water in their distant tank.
Vehicle.
So it's these are and people go to work daily in that department. Every day they go to work and they get paid for that. So it begs the question: what do they go there to do?
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
That is not to say that others don't do well. A good public servant is being diligent to your work, doing it the way it ought to be.
Being professional.
Being professional, carrying it the way the way it's structured to be. You attend to. Just imagine if that fireman was ready. Okay. When he got there, he would be ready. It's not like he was probably was somewhere else when he got called out. He came on. So This is what the hate. So it's you being diligent in your work, knowing that you are there for a purpose, that you need to carry out that purpose for which you are there for.
That is true.
Execute it with the best possible skill you have.
Mm.
That is just it.
Okay, this boils down to the last question of the day. What do you think citizens can do to improve governance in the country?
Good. One, the first thing first, pay your taxes.
Okay.
Because taxes is part of the revenue for which government uses to execute their projects. And by project, I mean both the schools, the roads, the hospitals, so on.
Yeah.
Okay. So one, pay your taxes.
Okay.
Then two, avoid the destroying government properties.
That's a very key fact.
Avoid destroying government properties. Like you see people, the street light that is on the street, you see somebody will ram it and will run away.
Yes.
You get avoid because now they have to incur expenses again to fix that.
That is true.
Expenses that would have been used for something else.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Then avoid trying to boycott government activities, shortchanging government in terms of payments.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you want to pay, you take advantage of the loopholes in the system, and you try to avoid certain things, certain ways of doing the things, bypass them.
Yeah.
Then as well, I urge especially the corporate bodies to take their corporate responsibility seriously. For every company, there's corporate social corporate responsibility that they are supposed to be involved in. Let's say, for instance, now, this your premises now. The outside is bad in terms of the road. You can actually fix it.
Personally, myself.
Company as a company,
Okay.
you can fix it. When you fix it, you document all you spent in fixing it.
Yeah.
Then when you file for tax, it will be deducted from your tax.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
But then, see, that is the situation. But then in the country, these are laws that are existing.
True.
But when you do that as a company, you go to file for your tax, they make the process so difficult that you even ask yourself, why did I even try at all?
Oh, that is true. That is true.
You get so, but if at all we can find a way to marry these setups, where people exercise their corporate social responsibility, as in both corporate, mostly corporate bodies, fix things on behalf of government and send bills, it will help a whole lot.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Kelvin Chooks, for blessing us with your presence today and giving us enlightenment on taxes and public services. So, viewers out there, I'm going to thank you for my listeners, my viewers, for being here today, giving us your time. And I hope you all learned a lot from our little section of today. And that is going to be it for now.